All right, so get this. We're diving into something pretty wild today.
Yeah.
Art and finance and internet mysteries all rolled into one.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It is, you guys sent us a bunch of Reddit posts, and the common thread is Van Gogh's Starry Night.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so on the surface, it seems random, right?
Yeah.
But these posts, they suggest there's like a deeper story here, possibly even linked to GameStop.
Really? That's interesting because what's fascinating to me is how far back this story seems to go.
Oh, yeah.
Like way before GameStop was even on anyone's radar.
We're talking 2015.
Wow.
The very first post on the RGME subreddit
Okay.
was a modified Starry Night image, but it had this cryptic message in Portuguese with it. Basically a challenge to find something hidden in the image, and it would lead you to the first step of a larger game.
And you game within a game.
Right. And then, get this, the user who posted vanishes.
Oh, no way.
And that post was the only one on the subreddit for 5 years.
5 years. With a single cryptic post, someone was playing the long game.
That's what it seems like, right? Was this some elaborate prank, or is there something more?
Well, that's what we're going to try to figure out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then fast forward to December 2020, right before the whole GameStop short squeeze blew up.
Yeah.
And Deep Fucking Value tweets out an image of Starry Night.
No way, the same artwork.
The same artwork.
That can't be a coincidence.
That's what everyone thought, and it sent shockwaves through the internet because now people are theorizing that DFE was in on the original RGME post, that he knew about GameStop's potential all along because of this hidden game.
Oh, wow. So we've got a mysterious Reddit post, a famous painting, and a Wall Street legend all in the mix.
Like a conspiracy thriller waiting to be written.
So what are people saying about what Starry Night actually means in all of this?
There are a lot of theories.
I bet.
And some of them get pretty wild. Some see the modified Starry Night image as a premonition of Wall Street being disrupted.
Like a prophecy.
Kind of. They point out that certain elements are missing from the image, like the street and part of a wall, suggesting like an absence of Wall Street's power.
Like the artist is foreshadowing the upheaval of the traditional financial system.
Exactly. And there are other interpretations, too. You know, it is a pretty iconic painting.
Yeah. What else are people saying?
Well, some connect Starry Night to broader themes of turbulence and change.
Oh.
They point to the swirling brushstrokes, which, by the way, scientists have actually found to mirror patterns in turbulent flow.
Whoa, really? That's wild.
It's a pretty complex concept in physics.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the point is that you have this painting that represents chaos and change, and it pops up in a story about everyday investors challenging the establishment.
Yeah, I can see why people would draw those parallels.
Right. It's like a visual metaphor for the whole David versus Goliath narrative of the GameStop saga.
Absolutely. And just to add fuel to the fire, a lot of people point out that Van Gogh himself was an outsider, only gaining recognition after his death.
Oh, yeah, true.
And they see a connection to the GameStop investors who were initially dismissed by the establishment but ended up shaking up the financial world.
It's a powerful analogy for sure, but it's a lot to process.
It is prophecies, hidden messages, scientific metaphors. Where do we even go from here?
Well, that's a great question. Okay, so we've got this incredible buildup, this mystery stretching back years, and then it explodes with the GameStop short squeeze. What happened next?
Well, this is where we need to talk about short selling. It's when investors bet that a stock's price will go down and they profit if they're right.
Okay.
The problem is if the price goes up, instead they can lose a lot of money very quickly. And that's essentially what happened with GameStop.
Got it.
A bunch of individual investors drove the price up, leading to huge losses for some of the big hedge funds that were betting against it.
Oh, so it became like this whole Wall Street versus Main Street battle.
Exactly. And it was fueled by these online communities like RGME and Superstonk.
Right. Okay, so how does Shieldog fit into all of this?
Oh, yes. Shieldog. This character emerges on Superstonk, claiming to have all this insider information, but they communicated entirely through riddles and hints, often using, you guessed it, Starry Night imagery.
Wow, so like a digital oracle speaking in the language of Van Gogh?
Pretty much.
So is Shieldog legit, or just someone playing a very elaborate game with the online community?
That's the million-dollar question nobody knows for sure.
Oh, really?
Some believe they were a disinformation agent spreading false or misleading information to manipulate people.
Oh, wow.
Others thought they were genuine, albeit unusual, trying to expose something bigger.
Like a whistleblower, but one who speaks in cryptic riddles.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have a potential market manipulation scheme, a mysterious figure dropping clues, and it's all tied together with Starry Night symbolism.
It's like we've fallen into some alternate reality game.
That's a great way to put it. And where do Shieldog's clues lead?
Well, down some unexpected paths, one of which pointed towards a company called QuantLab.
Okay, I've heard of that
Yeah,
thing.
they specialize in high-frequency trading and something called quantitative analysis.
Wait, isn't that what those massive hedge funds use to analyze the stock market and make their big bets?
Exactly. Quantitative analysis uses these complex mathematical models, and algorithms often run on powerful computers to predict market movements and make trading decisions.
Oh, so the theory here is that QuantLab, with its expertise, was somehow involved in manipulating GameStop stock.
That's one interpretation.
Hold on. So now we're talking about algorithms and high-frequency trading potentially being used to manipulate the stock market.
It gets pretty complex.
This is starting to feel like a real-life thriller. And remember that original cryptic post on RGME in Portuguese?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, some people took that as a hint that someone in Portugal or Brazil might be involved in this whole thing.
An international connection.
Right, so we've got potential market manipulation, cryptic messages, hidden meanings, and now possible international connections.
It does sound like it could spiral into a grand conspiracy theory.
It does. But is there any actual evidence to support these claims?
That's where things get tricky. Much of what we've discussed is speculation and interpretation.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get carried away.
Right. But one of the things that makes this story so compelling is that it plays on our own confirmation bias.
Meaning we tend to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs.
Exactly, even if that information isn't necessarily accurate.
So are you saying that people are seeing what they want to see in this whole Starry Night mystery?
It's certainly a possibility. We're wired to look for patterns and make connections even when they might not exist.
Right.
And in a situation as chaotic and complex as the GameStop saga, it's understandable that people would latch onto something like Starry Night as a way of making sense of it all.
So is the Starry Night mystery just a product of our own desire to find meaning in randomness?
Not necessarily. There's one more piece to this puzzle that we need to explore,
Huh?
and it might be the most unsettling one of all.
Okay, I'm listening.
Some users have linked Starry Night to the death of a prominent quantum computing expert Zhang Xiaoqing back in 2018.
Oh, whoa, now we're going down a completely different rabbit hole. Quantum computing. What does that have to do with Starry Night and GameStop? Okay, quantum computing, Starry Night, and the GameStop saga. This is where my brain starts to melt a little. How do these things even connect?
Well, quantum computing is, it's a mind-bogglingly complex field.
Yeah.
But in simple terms, it uses the principles of quantum mechanics to perform calculations far beyond what traditional computers can handle. It has the potential to revolutionize a lot of industries, including finance.
So are we saying someone was using quantum computing to manipulate the stock market?
That's the essence of this theory. Remember, QuantLab, the firm specializing in quantitative analysis. The theory suggests they might have been using quantum algorithms, possibly based on Zhang Xiaoqing's research, to predict and manipulate stock prices.
But how does a quantum computing expert's death tie into all of this?
Well, Zhang Xiaoqing's death was ruled a suicide. But this conspiracy theory suggests it was a cover-up, claiming he became a liability to those who are exploiting his work.
It's a dark theory.
It is.
But it highlights the level of distrust that exists towards powerful institutions, especially in the world of finance.
For sure.
It's like something out of a sci-fi thriller, quantum computing market manipulation. A possible cover-up. But we have to be careful not to get swept up in speculation.
Absolutely. We need to stay grounded in facts.
We do. So with that in mind, what are the key takeaways for our listener considering everything we've discussed about Starry Night and the GameStop saga?
Well, I think first, this story shows how a single image can become such a powerful symbol.
Yeah.
A focal point for a movement and a breeding ground for speculation in the age of the internet, you know?
It's like we're all collectively trying to decipher a giant digital Rorschach test.
Exactly. And that leads to the second takeaway, the Starry Night mystery. Whether intentional or not, it tapped into this deep-seated skepticism of the financial system. It resonated with people who feel like the system is rigged against them.
The GameStop short squeeze became a symbol of that rebellion. And Starry Night, with its themes of turbulence and change, provided a perfect visual metaphor for that sentiment.
Precisely. And finally, I think the Starry Night mystery, regardless of its ultimate truth, it reminds us of the importance of critical thinking.
Oh, for sure.
It encourages us to question the narratives we encounter both online and offline, and to be mindful of our own biases.
It's a reminder that the truth can be elusive, especially in the digital age. Sometimes the journey of exploration itself is more valuable than finding those definitive answers.
So instead of getting caught up in finding a single absolute truth, Maybe the real game here is about learning to ask the right questions, to approach information with a healthy dose of skepticism, and to be open to the possibility that there might not be a singular, satisfying answer.
And that's the most profound lesson of all the Starry Night mystery, with all its twists and turns, encourages us to embrace the ambiguity of the world and keep searching for meaning even when the answers are unclear. Thanks for listening, everybody.